Alright, muri yeZimbabwe, mufaro wangu kusangana nemi zvakare ipo pano paZimu News update apo patinodai kupa ma first hand update anonga ari kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. So kana uri mutsva usabve pano usina kusubscribe kulike nekushare. Sekuza kwatiri kuita muri yeZimbabwe ndine ma updates panapa mazuva ndakuya ndakatibata ma updates anonga akasiyana siyana because ndokuti musazorasikiwe nezvinhu zvezvinhu zviri kuitika muno munyika yeZimbabwe. Tiri kuona VP Chiwenga na Mnangagwa vakukumbira ruregerero because tiri kuona kuti Mnangagwa vakabatsirwa na Vice President Kototino Chiwenga kuti vanga vachidzoka munyika muna 2017 ende munhu wese anozviziva izvozvo kusanganisira na Valerius Banda, ana SB Moyo, ana Big Matiz, ana Paradise Mondi, ana Perenzi Shiri vakasiyana siyana, but ku iyo yanga yakaridwa na sort of like Vice President Kototino Chiwenga although achizoramba zvavo kuti yange isiri kuyenga riso legacy waMugabe wangu kuti waMugabe wangu akomberedzwa nematsotsi akati one day, so tada kugurunyura matsotsiwa, so iri kudini kuitwa futi riso legacy because tiri kuona kuti Mnangagwa akomberedzwa futi nematsotsi akati one day muri yeZimbabwe, so vari kukumbira ruregerero. Nawo yava neusoni chamisa muri kuona wakagara pasofa apa wakaenda kuLondon, ndoko wakaenda kunopinda musangano, wakaenda kunopinda ikoko nemaZimbabweans vanogara kuLondon ikoko. So tiri kuona panapa vaneusoni chamisa vanhu vari kurwa kutoti no tiri kuona interview yavaibvunzwa kana na Blessed Mushanga because na Blessed Mushanga ndo vamwe vavanhu vanoitisa ma interview even kubva achiri muno because chakati azotadza kutodzoka muno munyika yeZimbabwe ina kutoti akapa akaenda kumusangano weGeneva Summit I think ku Canada here akatanga kushoropoza bato reZanu PF akatanga kutaura zvese kusungwa kwakaitwa na Job Scala ma 72 days wakagara mumajeri nezvimwe zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana, akatanga kupiwa mathreat nebato reZanu PF ndo zvakazompa kuti asadzokere. So ndiyanga ava neusoni chamisa tichiona vachitaura nawo dzakasiyana siyana. So vaneusoni chamisa hatizivi kuti ndifomere kana ndikare ndibozo vanoti kwanzi ndakabuda mune zvizvo zvimatongerwo enyika, but ivo tiri kuona vanoramba varimo muri yeZimbabwe. Tisazive kuti nawa dzacho dzinenge dzakamira sei. So tiri kuona panapa muri yeZimbabwe advocate Nelson Chamisa in London, he says so far it's been a good day of productive meeting. Tiri kuona panapa muri yeZimbabwe vanonga kuti chapukati chimbungundengu chakupera chakuibva. So tiri kuona veruzhinji nyange takaenda kupeji kwa veruzhinji havasi kufara na vaNelson Chamisa. Timboonewo sort of like kumatweets evamwe tione kuti veruzhinji vari kufara ere, ndiwo mapictures acho ere kana kuti handisi kunyatsa kuziva kuti zvakamira sei, but handisi kuwaona apa, handisi kuwaona apa pana advocate Nelson Chamisa ere apa hapana awarapa tione kuti pati munhu anochinja zvake hembe chimwe tatira kuona kuti suti zvakasiyana suti zvakapfeka tizoziva kuti zvakamira sei muri yeZimbabwe. Tiri kuona vaNelson Chamisa havasi kutombobatikana nenawo wemademonstration ari kutsvagiwa namadzibaba eshanduko ava, havatori neikana nazvo chimwe vari kutodya rutivi. Tiri kuona panapa he ran away from the planned demonstration maybe pakaipa zviri kusangana nazvo, he is hiding ahead of 31 movements. Tiri kuona panapa loli wing want him to space UK listening to my food. Tiri kuona panapa do a space with the com at chiri kuitika muri yeZimbabwe. Mione vanhu vari kuona iyi, you can see ari muLondon mbutsu haina kana shena iyo. Solo army doesn't work in politics, you need structures and organize. Tiri kuona panapa even MLK charismatic as he was head organizers and structures dzakaita 31 dzakutiza 31 protest veruzhinji vari kutaura kutiza 31 protest. Rekedzai timboende kwavo cheko tione kuti zvakamira sei. Ndofika muri kuona panapa ndo zvimwe zvinhu zviri kuitika. Mukuona vaNelson Chamisa vane 2 hours vaisa zvavaisa izvi. Had a wonderful evening in Westminster Abbey in London, where we held a series of roundtable discussion with the Zimbabweans from all walks to life. Tiri kuona veruzhinji vari kutaura kuti ndo vanyora mashoko achitoti tanga tiri kuLondon tiri kuita ikoko. So muri yeZimbabwe tiri kuti tinzwa
term oseva 3 years tobva tamudzinga after 2 years anenge aseva 2 terms ake. Saka it means kuti for the purposes of the constitution that person cannot turn around and say kuti ndakangoseva 3 years chete saka I need my 2 years handiti.
Yes,
right. So
no, but the funny thing is they won't just say I need my 2 years. They won't
in terms of satisfying the length of the time.
They won't qualify for another term.
Hold on.
Yes, they won't qualify for another term.
That's what he means.
No, guys, no. Uncle Jade, there you are dealing with a different ball game.
there we are dealing with what happens when a person resigns, or a person passes away, or a person is taken out of the job. Who is supposed to follow the term of that person? That's a different ballgame.
It's not a different ballgame, Zeti. What I'm saying is
different ballgame.
No, listen.
You don't find that.
No, listen, Zeti.
Yes,
listen. You serve your first term until 5 years.
No.
Wait. I want you to follow, my logic. You serve, the first term 5 years. And then you are lucky enough that we say, we want to have you for the next term. Because the next term is not automatic. Yeah? Remember, you still have to be voted. We don't want to serve 5 terms that go vote defeat one.
No, that's why I'm saying no. Because for you to serve something called 5 years, there is a term limit provision that has already been established. So for you to get into an office that you are going to mark that it is 5 years, you are acknowledging term limit provision.
Yes.
Because term limit provision says it is the length of time that a person occupies office. Yeah, it tells you what the term limit provision is. So any other public office that you are going to enter into that is a length of time that falls under term limit provision. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens when one is either, you are looking at what happens when the term limit provision has already been established, and you are wanting to see what happens when one serves 2.5 years or serves 3.5 years. But you are already in the topic of term limit provision.
Yes.
But this is what we're saying. First and foremost, you start off on the creation of a length of time that a person can serve office. So ED comes in. When ED comes in to that office, something called the term limit provision has already been established. We are marking that you start here, you are going to serve for 5 years. You are going to come out. You are going to campaign again. Right? You are going to win. Yes? And you are going to run again for another 5 years. That's you done. Because you have served 5 years and another 5 years. And there's another lock that comes in that says you only serve 2. Yeah? That is still term limit provision.
Yeah.
Now, we move to the years that you serve. Yes? And it says a length of time that a person can occupy office. And it tells us that if you want to change the length of time that a person occupies office, whether the length of time you are moving from 5 years to 6 years or 7 years, or you are moving from 2 terms to 3 terms, or you are taking away the 2 terms.
But how can that be the same though?
It is because it is the length of time that a person occupies public office.
No, but okay. Under this constitution, right? How many terms can a president serve?
2.
Uncle Jed, if you've been president for 2 terms and it,
yes,
2 5-year terms and it, your length of term of office was 10 years. Irrespective of the 2 separate.
I wonder the first term, we go first term.
All right, if your first term was 3 years and then your second was 5. 10 seconds.
No.
If your first term was 3 years
term,
and then your second term was 5 years, your full length of term was 8.
But if we go first term, if we go first term 5 years, right? Under the old one, you would then be subjected to an election, right? A second attempt. And that second attempt is not automatic because we do not have a system whereby a president is obligated to serve 2 terms. Or it's not mandatory. Or it's not like a given that one serves in 2 terms. You serve your first term, and then when the people say, Uyumunu is a good president, let us give him another term. which is another 5-year term, or which is another 5 years under the old one. Tokupa you another 5 years. Whatever 5 years zako, it means Gutizo, we are done and dusted with you.
But it's now cumulative.
No longer.
Yes, with 10 years was 10 years.
No, guys. I am talking about election points. I'm talking of election points here.
Yes, you are right. Continue.
Yes. So election point, you go to another election point, and then you contest again as if we are starting from the beginning, because it is not a given right. You are going to be serving, the second term. You are going to be subjected to another election. You go to Gajiwa, despite you go to save first 10 5 years, Zadopera. Whatever 5 years, whatever 10 years, Zadopera, Takupambura, Takunza, Mumun. I did it. But Ugai Dolak, Kalduvan Farira, Wagupa another term in a Makore 5 under the old one. Sakanochingi Warua 5. That is the end of your existence in terms of being a president.
Yes.
Tatopez rana newe. And it right. Saka apa. Chapa ndishebuti. Pa kunzi zoni. We want to extend the length of the term. The length ye term. Yakwewewe. Yaku proposal consists Yaku extend from 5 years to 7 years. Saka ika extend from 5 years to 7 years. It means this on don't length ye term. Yaku say very. Does that amount to a term extension, or it is amounting to a length extension?
That's what I've been trying to answer, Sam. So this is how it works.
Because no argument the Rico out there. Okay, I want to give a disclaimer. And I'm playing the devil's advocate because this thing has been in discussion for a minute now.
Yeah.
And so can we bury this thing once and for all? A term limit provision, is it specific to the length of time, or a term limit provision is specific to the number of terms that a person can serve as a president?
All right. Let me answer. Let me try to answer it. Tan,
go on.
This phrase, term limit, is not explained by English definition. It's a concept, because the two words in that phrase, both of them, they mean the same thing. Term means it speaks to a boundary. A limit speaks to a boundary. However, when people were coining a situation where they are limiting someone's period in office, whether by number of terms or by length of time, they then coined that it's a specific term, that when we then created our constitution, we adopted it, we didn't create it. It's a concept that has been there. I did a post, and we've been here before. I'll bring it back more than 3 months ago. It's been there in ancient Greece. It's been there in Rome. When America did their revolution and the institution, the United States of America, they didn't have term limits until somebody went for 3 terms and wanted to go for the 4th one. But initially, there was a gentleman's agreement that it's only 2. They then debated about it, and then ended up agreeing to say you have a certain period of time that that defines 1 term, and you'll be also limited by the number of terms. So both those things are put in that one phrase, which is term limit provision. So, and then that specific, there was a previous term, I'm forgetting the name, but I'll bring back the post. But that specific term was then coined, I think it's 91 or 93. And it has been an accepted concept, which has no other definition but the one that we read in 328 subsection 1 or 2, I don't remember very well. But it is not up for discussion. There is no interpreting it in a different way, which is why even the people who were representing the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice when they went to the Constitutional Court, they did not bring that argument about not extending the term it's just a length or election. They didn't even bring it in court because it does not mean anything when it comes to law. This is a borrowed concept that has been purified and refined, processed.
Hold on, Cap. You touched on something that is very important. Uncle Jake.
I touch things. Hold
on. Let's not use the argument of Jonathan Moy.
No, I'm not using.
I want to show you why.
I'm not using the argument. Yeah, Jonathan Moy.
I want to show you why. This is why on the
as it is gone. Can I continue?
Sorry, no.
It is still here. I'll take it from there, Zeti. I'll take it from there.
This is why when you see the act now, it shows you that they've put in a notwithstanding clause of section 238 subsection 7 for future extension. For future extension, they put a notwithstanding clause. If they want to move it to 8, they are going to move it to 8 using the notwithstanding clause, section 328 subsection 7. Why? If they want to turn around and move 2 terms to 3 terms, they can do it now with the notwithstanding clause, subsection 328, subsection 7. For the president only, but not for parliament. It is because they acknowledge that any move on term or the time spent in office in 5 years, it still falls under term limit provision. It still falls under the length of time that a person can turn around and occupy office. So what they did was they put in a stupid argument to start with for the public, to confuse the public on what the term limit provision is. But for law,